Hey guys, I am Jordan Tackman, your trusted expert in solar energy and in real estate, and welcome to our webcast. So today you will learn how the recent Titan Solar bankruptcy impacts your home value and what you can do to protect yourself and your investment. So I want you to stick around until the end because I'm going to be sharing a very special offer for a comprehensive solar system checkup at a fraction of the usual cost. So I went out, I've hunted for this. I've met a lot of people, and I'll talk about that in just a bit. But I've found a way to get you that home inspection, that solar system inspection. But to get the most out of this live online event, please turn off any distractions. That's your phone, your laptop. If you're watching on this, keep that on there. But close out any other tabs, videos, TV in the background. Grab a pen, a paper for note taking, and we're going to get started right away. So who am I? Again, my name is Jordan Tackman. With over a decade of experience in the solar industry and in real estate, I've helped thousands of homeowners just like you navigate the complexities and the weirdness of the solar industry. And we call it the solar coaster, right? So sometimes it's going up, it's super scary, and then it drops, and oh my God, what's gonna do, right? A bunch of loop-de-loops. But for Titan, that roller coaster kind of went off the tracks and is obliterated. They shut their doors down and it's completely bankrupt. But over the past few weeks, I've been meeting with groups of homeowners affected by the Titan Solar bankruptcy, gathering their stories and understanding their concerns. So I want you to imagine having a clear path to maintaining your solar system's efficiency and ensuring your property's value remains intact. This online session will guide you through that entire process and what to look out for and my tips on what to do. So let's get into kind of the background information here. You know, what happened to Titan Solar, right? That's the big buzzword, the questions that have been happening. So we'll start with the basics. Titan Solar recently declared bankruptcy. This left many homeowners in a state of uncertainty. The primary reasons behind their bankruptcy was, really financial mismanagement and the inability to sustain their growth, right? They were probably the largest solar installer in the country, right? And they were growing from state to state to state. And I remember when they just started getting more states, especially on the East Coast, Sunrun was using them, SunPower was using them. All the small dealerships here in Arizona were using them, and their bankruptcies actually put a lot of them out of business, which might double affect you in certain ways. Understanding these issues, it's crucial as it directly affects you, the homeowner, with a Titan solar system. So the biggest things to look out for are some of the consequences here. And the number one thing right now, or the first thing we'll talk about, is the warranties and the maintenance issues, right? So the bankruptcy of Titan means that your warranties provided by the company may no longer be valid. This could lead to significant challenges in getting maintenance or repairs for your solar system. And it is important to check your warranties, make sure they were backed by third parties such as the manufacturer or insurers or anything like that to determine if they are still valid. If they are, you're going to want to transition those into your name, and you're going to want to find another solar installer who can actually pick up on these warranties and help you with any labor costs or anything that comes down the line. So I spoke with a family, a man named Michael. He's a retired engineer. He values his reliability. That's why he went solar. Michael's solar system stopped performing optimally. He discovered that Titan's bankruptcy voided all of his warranties, so he didn't have a roof warranty anymore. He didn't have a labor warranty anymore, and it really left him pretty shocked, right? He discovered Titan's bankruptcy voided all those warranties, and he described it as feeling helpless because he went solar to avoid the utility companies, and now he's back, right? So he worried about, the high cost of the potential repairs coming down the line. His inverter already went out twice since he's owned it. When I was speaking with him, I helped Michael, kind of guide him through the process to check if his warranties were backed by third parties like the warranties, or if he had like a solar insure type company. And my overall goal was just to help him find a reliable new service provider. So with the system back in top shape, there was nothing wrong with it. His inverter just had a little bit of an issue. He regained his peace of mind, and he knew that he was going to be okay for the time being, right? So we got that anxiety down, and we were able to really, really help him. But the number one thing is, make sure those warranties are in place. Make sure you have control of what your system is. Understand what your panels were, what your inverters were, who those manufacturers were, and that's going to help you a lot. The next thing we want to talk about here is the system performance and the efficiencies. So, without any regular maintenance, this system is at risk of performance issues, and those are going to increase. Those risks, as the days go on and on and on, that risk does increase because essentially, for example, like Michael, his inverter is just a computer on the side of his house that's always in direct sunlight. It's getting heat, it's monitoring, it's converting that electricity from DC energy into AC energy, which his house is hungry for. And once that goes out in the highest peaks of the summer, you're going to be just stranded with APS bills left over. So an underperforming system can lead to higher electricity bills, right? It's going to reduce your efficiency. It's going to impact your overall value of your investment. You went solar for a reason, guys. A lot of people do it for the green factor, but more people do it for the savings and the predictability. If you're not getting your financial, investment out of it, if you're not getting your system maintained, and nobody's there to back you up, especially with warranties and the maintenance, you're going to be in a really, really bad situation where it's going to be worse than it was before you went solar, because the rates have changed substantially since you've gone solar. So we could talk about the financial implications here, though. We want to talk about loans versus leases, because as I was talking to these groups, they were in those two bundles, right? The leasing customers had different questions. The finance or the cash customers had different questions, different problems with different solutions. And it became super, super, overwhelming. But if you financed your solar system through loans, like GoodLeap or Loan Pal as it was with Titan, or even a lease with Titan, like, Sunrun or SunPower, it's crucial to review your contracts to understand your obligations and any potential changes in the terms. So the bankruptcy, it could affect your loan or your lease agreements. So you need to know your rights and your responsibilities, and this is essential, right? So let's actually talk about the Martinez family. They were just a young couple. They financed their solar system through a lease agreement with Titan. They had Sunrun. And initially they were pleased. They had a lower upfront cost, but when Titan declared bankruptcy, they were really left with some pretty unforeseeable, uncertain situations, right? They had no idea anything about their lease terms. They signed up for it, and that was the end of it. They felt stressed out. They felt unsure about their financial obligation. Do they still pay their bills? Do they just let it go? Is someone going to come for the solar system? What happens there? The Martinez family reviewed their contracts. We sat down, we went line by line, and we helped them understand that their rights, what those were, and we helped provide them with a solution that really minimized their financial risk. So that's the number one thing I've been hearing, I've been getting asked is, should I stop paying my bill, right? I financed, like, Titan used GoodLeap, which used to be called Loan Pal or vice versa. And that's one of the biggest questions I've been getting is, do I just stop paying? What are they going to do? They're going to come take back my system? And the real answer is no, nobody's going to come and take back your system. But when you did sign up for your solar, the bank put a UCC1 fixture filing lien. It's a fixture filing, but it's a lien on your house or the system and everything below it. So basically, the banks just stated, hey, we have a financial interest in a homeowner's roof. And what does that really mean? It means if you stop paying, number one, they're going to send you some nasty grams, right? They're going to say, hey, pay your bill. Number two, they might come through and just, try to do a foreclosure on the home, which my experience, they're not going to get very far with that because it is a UCC1. So it's basically saying, hey, okay, when they sell their home, we want our money back at least. So that could cause some problems down the road or unforeseeables whenever you do sell your house, because there's going to be a huge lump sum that you didn't expect being taken out of your closing, and that's not good. So pay your bills, keep going, because Loan Pal is still around, or GoodLeap is still around if you're financing your system, or if it's Mosaic, Dividend, Green Sky, all those companies, they're still around, they're still in play, and that's who you pay your bill to. If you have a Sunrun or a SunPower lease, well, Sunrun might not be operating in Arizona anymore, and SunPower's on their way out with all their leases, as they had just announced the other day, you still need to pay. They still have their banks in play, and you still are buying power. Titan going bankrupt didn't stop you from producing electricity, so pay your bills. Okay. But with the property value concerns, the bankruptcy might affect those property values out there, especially for homes with leased solar systems. Ensuring that your solar system is functional, it's well maintained, This is important for the estate and transactions and maintaining that property value. Emily, she's a homeowner with a lease solar system. She was worried about how Titan's bankruptcy would affect her property value. By ensuring that her solar system was well maintained, it was working efficiently, I helped her reassure the potential buyers that, maintaining her property value is it's going to be there. She is going to have that property value. She's not going to have these selling issues, and that's something to think about. But you want to look at the long-term considerations. Now that Titan's gone bankrupt, you're going to want to start finding a new service provider. So homeowners, you need to start looking for reliable service providers to provide maintenance and kind of potential, warranty claims. I've been working with these homeowners. I've been finding companies that are willing to take on Titan's obligations, because you have to understand that nobody is in charge of taking care of your system anymore. Nobody is in charge of that. Nobody's responsible for your system's maintenance. Nobody is responsible for Titan's roof warranties, their penetration warranties, that workmanship warranty. No one is responsible for covering the cost of coming out, looking at your system, taking panels off the roof, putting them back up on the roof, whatever the process might be, whatever you need. Nobody's going to do that. So they are going to still charge you the full non-customer price. And I've been looking into that, and that's why you're here, because at the end of it, I'm actually going to introduce you to a company that wants to help you at a ginormous fraction of their normal cost for non-solar customers, for their not solar customers, not their solar customers. But these are something you need to keep in mind and keep thinking about. So on your own, you can start vetting new providers to ensure that they are reliable. And this is key to securing ongoing, support for your solar systems. I spoke with James. He's pretty tech savvy. He's a homeowner just like you, but he valued his quality service, and that's one of the reasons why he went with Titan. But he was proactive, very, very fast. He was probably one of the only people I talked to who was already up on this, but he was proactive in finding a new service provider. And after hearing about Titan's bankruptcy, he knew he had to do that. He felt overwhelmed by the options, and he was worried about choosing a reliable provider, because when you have Titan, one of the largest, going out of business, and then you hear that Sunrun's not, doing leases anymore, and you hear SunPower's just giving up their entire leasing just one day, like they got a same-day notice on the 17th. Yep, we're not doing leases anymore. Please stop selling them, and we're not going to honor them moving forward. Choosing a reliable provider was super, super stressful. So when I was talking to the groups and I was out in Goodyear, I think it was Buckeye actually, I helped guide James on, how to identify reputable service providers, how to secure a reliable partner for ongoing maintenance moving forward. And I gave him some names, some of the favorites that I found, the ones who are willing to step up, and that's up to him to really negotiate those prices and figure it out. If he needs my help, I'm here for him, but I think he really has this, on his own. But one of the things I would also start worrying about if I was you guys, if I was a homeowner in your position, is think about the legal and the financial, considerations, right? So here's some advice. I'm not a lawyer. I'm by no chance a lawyer, a CPA, nothing like that. Just green designated realtor and prior solar salesman, but seeking legal advice, or legal and financial advice at this point, to help you understand your rights, your obligations, is highly recommended. You might consider joining the class action lawsuit that others have been starting to put together, or the other collective legal actions to address any grievances or issues or upsets that this Titan bankruptcy has caused. Right? I talked to a family. We'll just call them the Thompsons. And they felt pretty lost. They felt confused about their legal rights, their obligations to Titan or whatever, post-bankruptcy. And I recommend that they consult a legal advisor, right? Join the class action lawsuits against Titan. Get what's yours. If there is any money left on the table, you as a homeowner, you're gypped. You had a rug pulled out from under you, and I'd be scared. I mean, the groups of people I talked to, they were terrified. They were trembling. They were worried because their financial future is insecure now. They don't know. They went solar for energy independence, one half of it, but the other half is they wanted that predictability on their bills. They want to know what to do. Now they have no idea. So talk to a lawyer, talk to a legal team, figure out, get on a group. There's an amazing group. Again, not a lawyer, but there is a group on Facebook. I was actually just checking them out. It's called like Titan Scam or something like that. But there's a really, really big group of individuals, homeowners across the country who are banding together to create a lawsuit. When I was speaking to a lot of people and I started to offer these home efficiency upgrades or these solar system audits, they were like, I'm going to wait until the bankruptcy goes all the way through. I'm going to wait for the legal stuff. They already knew their system was perfect. They had no problems with it. They were paying their bills on time. They did a prepaid lease, so they were already good. They had the ability to hold out. But for those people that are paying monthly, who don't own their solar systems, who are in the middle of a lease agreement that is, only a couple of years old, even 10 years old, these are the steps that you need to take and, start to take control of the situations just like the Thompsons did and find that resolution. But, in the industry, this brings us, a broader industry concern, right? Because there's future risks with other solar companies. I think I mentioned it a little bit early before, but there are potential risks with other large solar companies. So do your due diligence when selecting a solar provider. It's essential to avoid similar issues in the future. I talked to Alex. He's one of my old customers, and he was worried about a similar issue when I was selling through Titan. And he was worried about what happens, what's going to arise when these other large companies, like Sunrun or SunPower, go out. Because like I said, Sunrun's already left the state. They might still have a little operations here, and they're still responsible for getting you an installer to maintain your system. Titan's not going to do that anymore, obviously. But, through diligent research, understanding, doing due diligent practices, things like that, Alex was able to make more informed decisions. And he took my advice. He selected a new solar provider that would be able to take it on. But since he did have, a lease system, I referred him to it was SunPower. I referred him to SunPower, and, they gave him the note saying, hey, soon we're not going to be honoring leases anymore. Not for current customers as it stands today, but that just gave him even more insecurity. So I hooked him up with a local company, and they did a systems check. Everything turned out great. No problems here. But there's just a lot of answers that we don't have right now, and there's a lot of fear on the streets. So the reason I do this is to say, hey, here's how to keep your expectations in line. Here's how to stop panic and riots on the street, and here's how I can help, right? As an expert in both solar energy and real estate, I can assist homeowners in navigating these challenges, from, finding a new service provider to ensuring that your homes are maintained and you keep that value increase. I'm offering personalized consultations, right? I want to help you assess your current situation. I want to help you provide and get you tailored advice. As an expert in both these industries, I can assure you that we can navigate these challenges together because I've done it before. I've helped people before do this. This was a large one. This was a big shock. And, it's a bleeding wound, and it's going to take some time to really bandage this one up. But, one of my real estate, and she was my solar client, Laura, she was deeply concerned about the Titan, solar system after hearing about what happened and with the bankruptcy. I went back because I couldn't remember for the life of me what system we got her, but we reviewed the warranties. We found, that the new company, or one of the three companies that I was recommending as the new service provider, they were going to help. And we made sure, we did a phone call. We made sure our solar system was already functioning. They came out, they checked it out. It was optimally efficient. It was producing as much as needed. She was doing good there. But, that gave her a sense of comfort, and, she was grateful knowing that her investment was secure. But I would say that, the final thoughts on this, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. What are we at right now? We're at about 30 minutes now, just right under. The things you need to do is you need to address these issues, right? You need to address them promptly, and it's crucial to avoid, any long-term problems by addressing the small stuff today. So don't sit on it. Don't, drag your feet while you're thinking about this. I'm here to help you, navigate these challenges, ensure that your investment in solar energy remains a beneficial choice to you. And again, like I said, we have a large group of people. I've already put out a website. Titan has fallen online. It's just a little capture area for homeowners who've been affected to come together and submit their information so we can help them, we can get them some advice, and see kind of what we can do for them. But for a limited time, I am setting aside other obligations here, and I'm offering comprehensive solar system checkups. The companies I've partnered with, they're doing it for just $50, 50, right? So thanks to a partnership with Fusion Power, they're going to be reaching out to homeowners who want it. They're going to be setting up consultations, and you can follow my social media accounts for any updates on this or any other tips. You can contact me. My email is jordan@jtack, so JTACK jtac.live, so period LIV. You can follow me on Instagram at JT Sells AZ, or you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/jtaclive. But I do just want to thank you guys for for joining my webcast here, for taking time out of your day to learn how this is going to affect you. All I can say is let's work together. Let's work together to secure your home's value and your investment in solar energy, and let's see what we can do, because the fight's not over yet. It's just beginning. So Titan going bankrupt, it's a scary thing. Sunrun leaving the state, it's a scary thing. SunPower not doing leases in the future, it's a scary thing. But this isn't the end of the solar industry. This is just a very, very strange time. And again, we are on the solar coaster right now, and we're taking those turns and those loop-de-loops. But I'm here with you, and I'm gonna stay here with you for as long as it takes. So reach out to me if you have any other questions. But again, remember, $50 is all it costs to get an entire home. And they're not just doing the solar system, they're checking your roof. They're seeing if you have any pigeon problems, any pigeons have pecked at your wiring, your optimizers, your microinverters, anything like that. They're checking the inverter. They're checking your attic insulation. They're checking your ductwork to make sure you don't have any leakages. They want to put you in a better place than you were after you signed up going solar with Titan, because the general consensus that I've heard is once I went solar with Titan, they cut me off. They stopped talking to me. I didn't know who I was paying. I don't have monitoring. I didn't know I could have monitoring. I didn't know that system was set up. I don't know how to set it up. I have a demand management system, those with SRP. I don't know how that works. My AC's been turning off since I signed up 2 years ago at 4 o'clock every single day, and I've been sweating. I don't know what to do. They had to pay out of pocket for electricians. And like I said, the stories go on and on and on. We've talked to over 150 homeowners in just the last week, trying to really organize and understand their stories. And we put them into these categories to say, okay, what's the common denominator here? And the biggest thing is the unknown. There's just no information about what to do. And after Titan, people went solar with Titan, they were left, lost in the sauce, so to speak, right? They were just left by themselves. And now that Titan's gone bankrupt, that bomb has exploded, and now everybody's just trying to pick up the pieces and the shrapnel, and they don't know what to do. So I hope this information was informative to you guys. Again, I try to keep it under 30 minutes, so I did go a little fast. If you have any questions, again, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, or better yet, just email me, Jordan@jtac.live, and I'm here to help you. I want to know your specific situation, because you are individual. You're not like everybody else. You matter, you're important, but your system is yours, and it wasn't, it's not a cookie cutter situation. You got your solar system specific to your needs. I want to make sure those needs are still being met, and I want to help you get all the stress wiped off the board. So you're blessed, you matter, I love you. Thank you so much, guys, and I look forward to helping you guys as you need it. So I'm here for you. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.